What's going on YouTube? It's Shot Callers Podcast back here with another YouTube video. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I know I haven't been uploading. It just is what it is. I'm in college doing that. I got stuff to do. I currently am a practice player / assistant manager or whatever you want to call it for the Mount St. Mary's women's basketball team, which is the college that I attend. And it's been really enjoyable. I've loved the experience. It's something that will help me develop, as everyone knows on the channel, that I want to coach and I love talking about basketball. And I really have enjoyed this. And so what I'm planning on doing, I don't know how consistent I am or how often I'm going to do it, but I plan on doing for the next foreseeable future, as long as I'm still doing my NBA, which you guys all know I'll still continue my NBA content. I'm going to also upload a little bit of women's basketball content. And I honestly think, regardless of if you want to watch that or not, it brings a different dimension to this channel that a lot of YouTubers who talk about basketball don't bring. And it doesn't matter if you guys want me to kind of stick to the NBA. At the end of the day, this is something that I really want to do. So let me know in the comment section below of what you guys think. It's not going to be a huge transition. I'm still going to do my NBA stuff, but more so I'm also going to be talking about and bringing up videos of me talking about the school that I attend to, how the girls and the women's, how they played, and just stuff like that. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat. If you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Kyler, Shot Callers Podcast. I upload daily NBA and now women's basketball videos every single day, 2 times a day. And so with that said, let's just kick right into it. So in the thumbnail, you're going to see Mount St. Mary's played Maryland, number 3 ranked Maryland last night, okay? It was a rough game, and a lot of people predicted that, but that doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what people think about how good Maryland is. At the end of the day, us as a team, we need to lock in, which is exactly what we did, and I love that, no matter the score. So I have some talking points, which is basically how these videos are going to go. I have some talking points, how each quarter I have, that I'll kind of break down, just little things I jotted down throughout the game, and then I'll give my overall takes. It's nothing going to be too deep or anything, just kind of what I thought about the game. So if I mention names and you don't really know who they are, that's okay. Just kind of, if you really want to, you can look them up on the internet. They're out, figure out who their names are. Anyways, let me stop chit-chatting. So in the first quarter, my key kind of points, I'm going to make these kind of quick. In the first quarter, I felt that we were catching the ball up way too high. And what I mean by that is, I remember how this was very obvious in the first quarter too, specifically. But it just felt like we were catching the ball 3 or 4 steps above the 3-point line. And maybe, okay, I get it. But I just don't really think that it really disrupted the offensive flow at times. And a lot of times we were able to get some really good-looking buckets at the end of the shot clock, but it's hard to consistently run your offense if they're backing you up to the half-court line. And what I would have liked to see a little bit more is what we work on all the time in practice, or get into your man. Don't let them push you. Be that aggressive player back. And that's kind of what it's going to be my next point. I just felt that overall we weren't aggressive enough on offense in the first quarter. And I'm not saying we were timid for saying. I mean, I felt we were a little bit, but more so it's just like we were so okay with running the offense until 5 seconds, 10 seconds left in the shot clock, and then we want to get a bucket. Whereas, yes, we were still doing it throughout the rest of the quarters and all, but I remember in the second half specifically, it felt like, okay, let me go attack and then create something, but still be within the continuity of the offense. I didn't really recognize that as much in the first quarter. It more so just seemed like we're going to run what Twan says, and if we get a shot, we get a shot. And it's not that they weren't being I would have still liked them to be more aggressive, but it wasn't a free-flowing offense, and you could really tell because Maryland, they have some really long girls, over 6 foot, long wingspan, so it was really difficult too. And they didn't. What I'm very happy about is they didn't allow them missing shots to affect how hard we play on defense. Now, regardless of how much points they scored in the first quarter, I do love how they didn't let them affect. They were still communicating. I still want to see more communication at the end of the day. So that will improve as the season goes on. But I liked how they were still playing hard. And at the end of the day, that's all you can really ask, because I'd rather have a team that doesn't give up. You can work with someone who doesn't give up rather than they fold because of the competition and we see what the scoreboard might look like. In the second half, a couple more notes that I had here. is we need to be more physical on defense, regardless of the size. Now, I understand that we were missing Tess. She was out. She has stitches around her head and won't be there for the Lehigh game, which is on Friday. I understand that. And I don't care about the size. That's kind of my mentality. I don't care who you are. Match that physicality. And you can tell Maryland was bigger, and they knew it. And at the end of the day, for a team like that, you have to be physical with them. And that's what will kind of be another key talking point within the third and fourth quarter and my overall takes. But I thought that needed to be prominent, more so from an aspect of Hunt, for example. When Hunt is battling down there on the block and they feed the post, I want to see an aggressive double team. And I felt that when we did double team, it was like okay, we're gonna go double team, but it was too easy. It was too easy to pick apart, and that's what I felt. And maybe it's easier said than done. I'm going to say that a lot because at the end of the day, I am watching the game instead of actually playing, so it is easier said than done. But that's kind of my thoughts on what I meant by physicality. And I'll start bringing up individual players as well. I would like to see Jazz play bigger than what she really is. And I understand she's going to be a forward as she grows through the mount. It's 3 to 4 that you can kind of play, even a little bit small ball 5 if you really want to go there. But I didn't see her in that second quarter be as scrappy as I'm used to seeing her in practice, because I know for a fact she might not admit that, or she might not, if she even watches this video, Jazz has a little attitude to her. And I really like that about her, because it's like, I don't care who you are, like, and Jada has the same thing, but she's more quiet about it. But it's like, I don't care who you are, I'm going to play my game. I don't care, I don't care who you are. And I wish it was more prominent in the second quarter, because I know when she guarded me in practice, it's the same way. And so I would have liked to see that a little bit more in that second quarter. And in the third quarter, we have we were on our heels. It seemed like the intensity dropped here and there, and I remember I was like, come on, guys, let's pick it up. It wasn't consistent, but there was like a cool 30 to 45 second stretch or a minute stretch where I just thought the intensity dropped a little bit. But what I did love was how Jada, KB, and Nay showed their toughness that game. And I'm not saying no one else did, but I know those three really stood out to me, regardless of what was going on. Their toughness really stood out to me, in my opinion. And in the fourth quarter, I have overall, and this can be tied into overall what I would have liked to see Hunt do more is slip. And I know that's a nail on the head. We were talking about that a lot. But even still then, we were noticing, I at least was noticing that they were swinging hard out the corner and swinging hard here every once in a while out the hash, or I guess you can call it a three-point wing. And when Hunt would roll or slip, the corner was already there. It would be Bibby, it would be Mimi, and they were ready to be there. And at times, I forget the shorter point guard's name, but they were there. And what I wanted to see was, okay, they see that Hunt slipping, and she might not be open because at the end of the day, they all have long wingspans, but throw it to that corner. It's like the way I look at basketball sometimes, sometimes it can be a chess match, okay? If you got to read that defense and play off that, and sometimes you got to predict what the opponent is already predicting is going to happen, if that even makes any relative sense. And so what I was hoping was someone to kick it to that corner immediately off that roll. So someone runs that pick and roll, Hunt was setting the screen. Instead of looking down at Hunt, kick it immediately to that corner, or swing it to the wing and swing it to the corner. And then attack off that corner, because they were closing hard, but hard enough to the point where it was obvious that you guys could blow by them. And that's what I actually did see a lot in the fourth quarter. Once I did get a little out of reach, but they were attacking more, which I love to see. And that's my next talking point. I love to see Jess and Jada attacking. I wish I saw that more consistently in the first quarter, especially as a team overall, but I really love seeing that. And shout out to Abby. I really loved her intensities that she brought onto the floor, regardless of the errors that she made. And you can always work with that if someone leaves it out on the floor. And what I mean by that is I know that Abby will be having the struggles and coaches will pull her aside. But at the end of the day, how hard she plays and how physical and brutal she can play down low trumps all of that. Because at the end of the day, you can work with that. Because eventually, naturally, that feel for the game will come to her. And so that's what I thought was pretty impressive. So regardless of the errors that she kind of made defensively, it's okay, because I did love her intensity she brought immediately onto the floor. And lastly, for Jazz, I loved how she hit those 2 threes. And I'm not saying it's like great to see your players make shots and all, but it felt to me that Jazz was a little, I guess I want to call it starstruck, where it's like it was her first big game with a big kind of stage and crowd. And it was really nice to see those 2 shots going, because at the end of the day, I see her and Dave working together all the time. And it was honestly, I love to see how she hit that 1 3, and she just looked so relaxed after that. She hit the second 3, we were all happy for her. She seemed so relaxed. And it was honestly something beautiful. I loved watching that. And I hope that she learns from this, knowing that she's here for a reason. And I'm not saying she's not confident in herself, but more so just have her someone reinforce her. You're here for a reason. You're D1 for a reason. Don't be so amazed, even though she's probably not thinking like that, but just don't be so amazed that you're here, you're playing at Maryland. You're getting run as a freshman. Keep doing her thing, man. And that's why I love to see that those 2 shots went in for her. So my overall points at the end of the day that I wrote down on my little notes and stuff was that I think transition defense needs to be better. I think that was very prominent. I think they had about 34 transition points. I mean, that's going to be rough. And I understand that what's her name, Reese was running like a gazelle. I understand that, but I do believe that our transition defense needs to be better. There was times that the shooter Benson, that's her name, Benson would get the ball, and it's like, why she shouldn't be open. We already had the game plan scouted out for her. She's a shooter, catch and shoot. We see how deadly she could be. At the end of the day, I think it's inexcusable for her to be left wide open in the transition. We gotta basically find ball and recognize who has the ball earlier than at times that it need to be, okay? I think the help defense in the rotation needs to be more crisp. I mean, I think that will definitely happen as the season progresses, so that's not really anything to stress on too much. I think as time progresses, it'll get better in season. But one key thing that I did say that I kind of wish I did mention, I felt the ball pressure needed to be there, especially at least in the second half or by second quarter. And I don't think it should have been consistent, because at the end of the day, they had some really skillful and taller girls. But I do think that we could have mixed it up. We could have not pressed, but have them walk it up the court. Because you could tell, even when they were on a make, they were ready to push it up the court and get it past half court within the first 4 to 5 seconds. I felt like it would have helped if we slowed them down, have Jada, have Mick, have Keeks, have Jess, whoever. Just walk them up the court, Turner. Not full court press, a very subtle full court press where it's just like you're there, they know you're there, but you're not really into her. But then once they pass half court, get closer to that 3-point line, maybe make Owusu have to put on the dribble and make her pick it up and then back off a little bit. Just something, change it up a little bit. I felt we should have done a little bit more, but it wasn't too serious. But at the end of the day, I understand it. So maybe that's just my opinion. I'm not really sure how well that would have worked, but that's just kind of my take on there. Now, this is more from the individual players. Can someone please tell Jess that she's better? She's good, really good. I mean, what I mean by that is she's a really nice pull-up jump shot. I just want to see her be more aggressive when it comes to scoring. And it doesn't even mean that she gets more shots than she's taking in already right now. It's just she has a really nice pull-up jump shot. She has a really nice jump shot. She can finish for her size, which is pretty impressive. And I'm like, shoot the ball. I understand. I understand there's roles in the team. Everyone's got to exercise their roles. And so that's why I said, even regardless of her shooting more shots, I would love to see her be a more aggressive scorer. For Jada, kind of a similar thing. More so, I would have liked to see her shoot the ball a little more. And I get she didn't make any shots yesterday, but I don't care. I really don't care. And I love her mentality where she'll, at least in practice, I'll notice it, she'll just lock in. Regardless of the errors she make, regardless of the turnovers, I love how she just kept attacking the rim. And it'll clean up and it'll get better and she'll get stronger as the years progress and as she keeps playing more games and playing more. So that's one thing I really do love about Jada is just her mentality. It's like when she's locked in, you can tell. And I feel like I have a similar thing when it comes to just practicing against them. You can tell when I'm locked in. You don't want to listen to anyone. It's just you want to play. You want to play. You want to be aggressive. You want to rip off someone's head. She gives that vibe off, and I really like that about her. Love Nate shooting that game. Wasn't timid at all. I hope to God that she does that for the rest of the season because she she can shoot that ball, and it was on full display last night. I loved how KB cleaned up the turnovers in the second half. I thought she had a few turnovers that were just unnecessary, not like her. It's something that needs to get better, I do believe, as the season progresses. But I did love how she didn't turn the ball over much in the second half and cleaned it up. Also, shout out to KB for the rebounding. Her rebounding needs to be recognized more. 8 rebounds does not do the service of what she really does in the glass. So shout out to KB. Hunt's 3 assists that game, I don't believe it does it justice how well some of these passes that she was making. I thought her playmaking was pretty impressive that game. Something that I'm really intrigued at as the season grows on, and as the years go on, I'm very intrigued by her passing ability. So I want to test that in practice here and there. But anyways, overall, I thought it was a better game than what the score might actually indicate, and I just feel like they weren't aggressive enough on offense at times. And at the end of the day, it's a tough game from Maryland, and a tough game from them. But I really was impressed with what the girls showed. And at the end of the day, it's just a game that you move on from, because we play Lehigh Friday, and that'll be a tough one on the road again. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do and show out. So I know this was a really long video. Oh, my Lord, this was really long. But I know I was kind of stuttering here and there and trying to figure out and gather my thoughts. This is the first time I'm really talking about them. Hopefully this is only something that Kelsey and Twan watch and the couches, because I don't really know if the girls would want to even listen to this or watch this. But anyways, that'll conclude today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that said, Shot Callers out.